Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on MoleChess. In this tutorial, we will learn what MoleChess is, and we'll also learn how to play it, and all other things about the MoleChess world of MoleChess. Mainly the first two things. So let's begin. First off, here is the opening screen of the MoleChess.com experience. You go to MoleChess.com and you will be presented with the options log in as a guest or log in with LeChess. You should probably pick log in with LeChess. But for some reason, if you don't have a LeChess account, you could do the other. At some point in the future, perhaps there will be login with Google or things that people know about. But for now, those are your options. So let's do login with LeChess. Okay, here we are. This is our LeChess login. You only have to do this once, then it saves your token unless you want to delete your token, which we'll talk about later. But basically, you normally only have to do this once. So you log in with your LeChess account, and password. You sign in. Oh, whoops, wrong password. I got it. All right. And notice it only shares public data, so you're not compromising anything in any way. All right, here we go. Ta-da! And now we are in the next screen of MoleChess, and by far the best screen, the splash screen for MoleChess, which is a dancing mole that I made. It's a mole he's dancing. And there's sound. Okay, that goes on for a while. It's a great song, trust me. Alright, so now we are in the main lobby of MoleChess. This is where you would select or create games. Let's start a game, let's create a game, which we would do by clicking new. Maybe it should say create. Alright, we choose a game title. Let's call it Zuglandia. Alright, and there, ta-da! Shows you could select other games if there were other games going on right now, but Zuglandia, and you automatically join the game as the creator of the game, which gives you special privileges in terms of setting options and such that we'll talk about later. So in any case, in order to begin a game, normally you would want 6 players, 3 on each side. Perhaps we should explain what MoleChess is at this point. Well, one second. Let's start the game and then we'll do it. But basically, you'd want 3 players on each side. MoleChess is a team chess game. You can start with less than 6, and what happens is robots take the place of the missing humans. Very 21st century concept. And so, let's see how that works. We're going to click Start. We chose time. Oh, I should have mentioned the time. It's fine. It's fine. I should have mentioned the time control that you picked there. I clicked 15. It's how many seconds, the amount of time per move. That's how the game works. Is it has a flat amount of time each turn. All right. So now we are playing MoleChess, and we can now explain what MoleChess is. So basically, here we have the robots on one side and me and 2 robots on the other. So it's 6 players minimum. You can have more. Team chess game. The way that works is when you make a move, it's sort of, think of it as a vote for that move. And at the end of the turn, either once everybody has voted, or once the time runs out, one of those moves is randomly selected by the server to be the move actually played. So let's see how that works in action. I'm going to make the move c6, and that move was picked. And you can go here, this is the move list up here. If you hover over the move c6, you can see who voted for what. You can see that Cassat, all of these bots, by the way, are just named after various artists. So Cassat and I both voted for c6, and Michelangelo, 53, voted for bishop e7. Let's try it again and demonstrate how this works. So let's play pawn takes pawn. Okay, see, that time pawn takes pawn didn't happen, and instead h6 happened. Cassatt's h6 was the move selected by the computer. So it's team chess, but the twist is that one of the players on your team is a mole, and that mole is trying to win the game for the other side. So that player will tend to suggest not always the best move. But if the player suggests a move that's obviously bad, they could get voted out. Here's how you vote somebody out. So you click on their name. Say I suspect Michelangelo 53 of being the mole, which I do. You click on their name, and we have selected action for player Michelangelo 53. And we have accuse, kick, ban, info, or whisper. Kick and ban are possible if you were a creator. Actually, I think kick is possible even if you aren't the creator of the game, but you have to wait a certain amount of turns of the player being idle before you can kick them. Ban is only really possible if you're the creator of the game. Info gives information on the player, which in this case would be nothing, since the player doesn't really exist, they're just a bot. Whisper whispers to them, like a private message basically. And accuse accuses them of being the mole. So we'll click accuse, say, accuse Michelangelo 53. No, it wasn't the mole. So as it turns out, the mole was Cassatt 74. So I voted the wrong guy. So, alright, what happens then is, so that's bad. It means that you only get one chance to vote off the mole. If your vote fails, if you vote for the wrong person, basically it means the mole just sticks around indefinitely on your team. You can't vote them out anymore. Which means the mole can now suggest the worst possible moves. Like, the mole right there, like, Michelangelo suggested queen h4. So the game will be lost in short order now because eventually the server will pick one of the mole's disastrous, yep, there, queen c5, yep. So that's disaster. So that's the risk you take when you try and vote out the mole, is if you're wrong, this happens, and once this happens, you're pretty much screwed. So you may wonder what happens if you do vote out the mole. Well, what happens if you do vote out the mole is that the mole actually defects to the other side and becomes just a regular member of the other team, and you no longer have to worry about having a mole on your team anymore. So that's great. Yeah. So that's basically how that works. Let's talk about this move window for a little bit, just because before we get checkmated. Not only can you discover this way who voted for what, if you click on a move, it goes to that position, you get these little arrows showing who moved where. The arrows are color-coded, so Gauguin is, in this case, green, and Escher is gray, and Rubens is white, and you can see there's a gray arrow there, and a green arrow there. Actually, if two players make the same move, then you only get one arrow for them, so, yeah. But basically, the arrows indicate, and down here also indicates who did what, and you can look at the position. You can use arrow keys, speaking of arrows, to move around. Oh. Wait, did the game end? Oh, sorry, no, never mind. Yeah. So as you can see, move around that way. If you want to go back to the current position and have the board update again, you click the last little thing with that little circular arrow, and then it's back to updating properly. Right, okay, so that's the move list. This is the players over here. You can click them. We have this area over here, which is messages. As you can see, it's a lot of messages by the server saying, what turn and that kind of stuff. Since that's kind of spammy, you can get rid of that by doing that. You also, of course, can type in this area. It's the area message. At some point, that should probably be renamed like game message. In any case, there. So you can, that's where you can chat in the game. Notice that you also have the option of general message. And general message is where you would be typing to anybody on the server. So maybe that should be called server message. Good thought. Good thought. So yeah, any case, that's how that works. You also have the server message. Now it's called lobby message here. Same thing. Probably should standardize the terminology. But yes, so you have a little filter there for that. What else? So also, while we're in this game area, we have these options here. We have scores. This is high scores. This is the top players, according to rating. We'll get into how that works. But basically, if you click on it, ta-da! These are all the players shown as oddly moving shapes and colors, as if it was a Windows 95 screensaver. So that's cool. We have here history, which shows the last games that you've played, the last rated games you've played, and yeah, that doesn't quite work at the moment. So don't worry if that doesn't work. Yeah, okay. Role. So role is nice. If you forget what role you are, whether you're the mole or a regular player, or possibly some other specialized role that maybe we'll talk about in another tutorial. But the standard MoleChess game is just mole and regular players. You can find out this way. You click role, and it says you are the player. Here. Oh no, white won. So we can turn on sound to listen to the losing music.
Took control. I've paid the toll. Next time I'll try and find a way.
Oh, the wall got lost. Oh, there you come
Make
back.
a better play. I lost in MoleChess. The mole took control. I've paid the toll. Next time I'll try and find a way to make a better play.
Yep. So you were treated to that haunting music when you lose. All right. What else do we have? Well, that game ended, so let's start another game to continue to demonstrate. All right. So. All right. And again, we're presented with the various time controls. All right. What else is there? Oh, right. So you can flip the board. Yeah, pretty cool. You can offer a draw. In order to offer a draw, I mean, basically the way that would work. Oh, whoops. So if you're the creator, I forgot. If you're the creator of the game and you offer a draw but within the first 3 moves, it aborts the game. So yeah, I mean within the first 3 ply, that is half moves. Like a single move for a single side. Well, yeah, you know. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of dumb. Yeah. So let's create a new game. Try this again. Okay. So here we go. Let's start this one. Okay. So. Right. But the way that drawing works is let's make a few moves just to demonstrate. Okay, one more move. There we go. Okay, so if I wanted to offer a draw here, I click draw. It says Zygatic offers a draw. Basically, the majority of excuse me, So, let me try that again. All right, so if I wanted to offer a draw, I offer a draw like that. Just click draw. If the majority of players on my team and the other team also offer draws, then the game is drawn. There is an option to make it where it has to be unanimous on both sides of, and also that works for resigning similarly. So if I clicked resign, normally because I'm playing only with bots at the moment, if I resign right now, it will actually just automatically lose the game. But normally you would need a majority of players on your team, of active human players. Right. Okay, so that's how draw and resign work. Basically by majority, unless changed in the options, which we will get to in a second. Veto. I want what it takes here. Okay. Veto and inspect are special options for special roles that we haven't talked about, and we'll talk about in another video, maybe. But for now, don't worry about it. But then we have PGN, and PGN is really cool. Basically, what it does is it copies the game to the clipboard, and then you could go to let's see here, MoleChess. I can go to MoleChess, and from MoleChess, I have a private message from two-factor. I don't want to do two-factor. But all right. I never have my phone on me. Why is it annoying that I'm expected to do two-factor with everything? It's like I don't have my phone on me all the time. It's not the point. The point is all right, studies. All right, so if you go to your studies, if you have a study for MoleChess games, particularly this works well, you just go to add new chapter, and you just paste in the game that you just, like that. And guess what? There it is. The game that we're playing just right now is now forever stored and enshrined on MoleChess in some way. The Basman-Williams attack. Cool. So that's a actually very cool feature. Looks like White's doing good here. I want to check. Oh, it's not. All right, so that's how that works. Those are all of the various functions up there on that menu there. While we're there, here's the this bar up here gives you various information that may or may not be useful. It gives you the client version. That's the web client, the thing you're using at the moment. The server, it gives you the server version. It gives you your name and the game that you're currently looking at. So yeah, that's how that works. All right, and we've covered the lobby. This is the lobby. You can also, through the lobby, accuse or kick players, apparently, although I may get rid of that since now you can do it by just clicking their name. Right. What else? Mainly at... Oh, settings. So, right, you can go to settings. And, oh man, settings. Settings are great. You can pick presets like... oh man, so many presets. There's even a mole preset. Yeah, that's something. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Or Leipzig. I like Leipzig, but I mean, I don't know why. I think it's classy. All right. You can change the board style. I mean, these are obvious things. You can turn it orange, and then it looks horrible. So that's possible. You can change the sound setting. That will mean when moves happen, those moves are now punctuated by various sounds. So that's a possibility. Streamer mode. Streamer mode is very useful if you're streaming. Basically, what it does is, for example, now if I wanted to check my role, and this would happen at the beginning as well of a game, instead of having that picture show up saying that you're the player or the mole, now you get a secret message. It says hidden. And if you click it, it says you are the player. So that way you could check furtively and not give anything away if you were a streamer. The rest of these, don't worry about. Bowl game options. Let's go quickly through these. There are a lot of them, and many of them will be covered in another tutorial on advanced bowl features. But for example, bomb ply, inspect ply. Yeah, don't worry about those. Kick flag. Kick flag is useful. That means the number of half moves, that is a single turn, that are necessary for a player to be idle before you can kick them. So that could be useful. Bowl ponder, don't worry about it. In fact, just keep it at 25. It's at, I mean, what it is the amount of milliseconds. So it's 2.5 seconds of computer thinking, of the server thinking each move in order to evaluate the strength of the move you made for mole purposes. If the AI was trying to decide who's a mole or not. But yeah, don't worry about it. Just keep it at 2500. Move time. This is how many seconds you have each turn as a team. Post time is when a game ends, how long you have before the board is cleared from the server. The server clears the board at some point. Basically, it gives you a little time to discuss or whatever. Veto time. This is a special. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, allow guests. This is off by default. It means that guests can't by default join your game. You can click this to let them in. Casual, for now, keep it on casual because our database doesn't quite work. That'll be fixed. But basically, this is whether a game's rated or not, which basically just means whether or not it gets saved to a database and rating calculations and such. Yeah. End on accusation, end on mutual accusation. These are rather niche. Basically, it allows you to play shorter games where basically the game ends once a mole vote has been taken. And basically, if you get the mole vote right, you win. If you get the mole vote wrong, you lose. Yeah, don't bother with them. They're kind of silly. Hide move vote. This is a rather popular option. Here. Every time you make a change, you have to click update mole options. So what this does is, let's see. Is it gonna? Here, if I make a move, yes. See, now it says hidden, so you can't see the move that was made until the end of the turn. Some people prefer it that way. So that's a possibility. Those hide move vote. Inspecting, again, that's a fancy option. Majority drawn, majority resigned, we kind of covered. If you unclick these, you have to have a unanimous vote in order for the team to officially offer a draw or officially resign. Mole bombs, that's, yeah, don't worry about it. Mole move prediction, mole piece prediction, don't worry about it. Mole veto, don't worry about it. Team move prediction, yeah, don't move. Yeah, definitely don't worry about it. We'll cover those in some advanced mole tutorial. So basically, most of the mole game options are don't worry about it, but there are a few that are useful. Right. That's mainly the main thing. Oh, the delete OAuth token thing, that is useful if for some reason you are having trouble logging in to MoleChess or whatever you've OAuthed. That is open authentication. Don't worry about it. Normally you wouldn't have to, but there are occasionally times where that's helpful. And yeah, this thing, move lifts hover mode is yeah, I don't even think it makes any sense anymore. It should be removed. And these notifications are for if you're playing on a cell phone, which is not quite ready. So yes, that's MoleChess. I think we've covered the basics. It's a fun game. Hope you play it, and yeah, hope to see you on the mole fields of yeah, yeah. Hope you play it. Wow. Wait. What? Queen check. Oh, that's. Didn't expect that move. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. This was a MoleChess tutorial. Thanks for watching.